stoners are bastards, and not all teenagers are troublemakers. Skinheads were, and we don't incite violence, we sing about what happens. Days in 69, started on the skinheads, standing in the line, dropping in the mouth, waiting for a fight. High boats club, pair, what a fucking sight. Nothing on the skinhead, nothing on the boat. People that they don't, they got a fucking shoot. Way on the river, in the river, in the sun. Way on the river, in the world, turn down. Extinction! Roaming up the manor, roaming up the street, on the street corners where the gangs do meet. Talking about the weekend, what they gonna do? You're not careful, we gonna do you. Coming on the skinhead, coming off the boat. People that they don't beat up, they're gonna have to shoot. They on the new green and they will have to say. They on the new green and they'll turn back. Go into this area! Dickheads! Dickheads! Chaos in the city, civil war now. Skinheads taking over like skinheads know how. Skinhead with his boots on, no one got his fault. Skinheads taking over, chaos is the rule. Chaos! 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 I don't give a toss! I drove away in the gymnasium.
Woohoo! Warm welcome everybody, you lovely Moonstompers out there. Hope you're doing fine. I'm Mrs. Moonstomper.
And I'm Mr. Moonstompers, if you couldn't guess. Guys, welcome to the channel. If you're brand new to the channel, the warmest welcome to the Moonstomper community.
Yes.
It's amazing to have you on board, and for all the OGs out there, a massive big up, love, peace and respect.
Yes.
We love you all guys, sincerely.
Defo.
So, and if you're new, give us a shout in the comments, give us an oi, and where you're from, we love to hear from you.
Oh yes.
Do we not?
As always, yes.
So, Mrs. Moonstomper.
Yes, Mr. Moonstomper.
Mrs. Moonstomper.
Yes.
What is today's episode all about?
It's about the foreskins, not the foreskinheads.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's what this topic's about.
Always reminds me of, I don't know why, it always reminds me of the two Ronnie's Four Candles.
Oh God.
I'm just saying, right. So, I don't know why, but you know, it's just four candles.
4 candles or 4 candles?
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds the same.
Okay, same difference, right? So
yes,
enough digression, but you know, we know, you know, it's about this. That's you saw it in the thumbnail, for heaven's sake. So I don't know why we would say what's it all about. But it's a bit obvious, but
what's it all about, Alfie?
That's kind of like the format of the programme, is it not? There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, the Foreskins.
Yeah, man.
So what do you know about the Foreskins then, Mrs. Moonstomper?
Oh yes, they formed in 1979 in good old London town.
The East End of London.
Yes.
Yeah, not London town. That's
Oh.
Yeah, the East End.
Town,
Same
East
difference.
End.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, sorry, no, not EastEnders. Sorry. There I go again. Yeah, sorry, back in the
I've
room.
nothing to say about that at all. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, 79,
so
yes.
yeah, comprising of it's a bit of a revolving band in terms of members. They've had quite a few members.
Oh, yes.
Some really notable members as well. And so the original four from '79. So Gary Hodges, Hoxton, Tom McCourt,
Yes.
Steve Harmer, and Gary Hitchcock.
That's it.
So Hodges on the vocals, McCourt on the guitar, Harmer on the bass, and then Hitchcock on the drums.
Yes.
Tom McCourt, Hoxton Tom.
Yes, Hoxton.
He was actually a suede head.
Oh, yes.
Which is, so if you don't know what a suede head is, it's probably the forerunner to a skinhead, really, isn't it? So it's like a revival mod almost.
That's it, yes.
That type of thing.
Into the mod scene, yes.
Yeah, and then they had different members. So notably in 1980 there was another member.
They switched over, didn't they?
Yeah, was it Steve Pear?
Steve Rockabilly Pear.
Rockabilly Pear, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So the music had a bit of a twist and a turn. So it's an oi band. The oi, there's a bit of oi, a bit of punk and rock as well.
You can hear that.
There's some flavours added in.
That rockabilly style, that was like with the Specials as well, wasn't it? Roddy Radiation,
that's it, yes.
that type of thing.
They all seem to go together. It sounded so good.
Well, they do. In fact, one of our viewers mentioned Psychobilly.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't know what Psychobilly is, we're gonna dig some of that out because that's quite good.
Yes.
And it kind of fits in with punk and skin as well, rockabilly.
It holds nicely together.
I think it does, yeah, definitely. So the Foreskins, are these guys controversial?
Well, they claim not to be.
They claim not to be, and do you know what? I agree. I don't think they are, to be honest.
No.
Yeah. Although some people will lump these in with other bands, other.
The ones who involve themselves in the RAC movement.
Yeah, well, it's pre-RAC really, wasn't
Okay.
it? So you know that hadn't really sort of kicked off at that point in time. But it's a lot of people will say they're extreme right-wing Nazi bands. And they were accused of it quite frequently, and I think that's a bit unfair. Actually,
No.
It's just an oi punk band,
That's
and
it.
if you listen to the music, you know, I don't hear the racism. I haven't seen the racism in the lyrics.
No, because there is none to see.
No, and all they sang about was, you know, everyday life.
That's
Same
right.
as the Rejects. I would say that same as the Rejects.
Everyday working life and what things that they do in the day-to-day.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff
life.
like harassment by the police, life on a council estate, that kind of thing, being unemployed, etc., etc.
That's it.
And I think to get an unfair rap like that, once that medal's pinned on you, you've got a devil of a job getting it off. But there is a little twist in the tail to that as well, just a little bit later on.
Okay.
That actually for the naysayers that confirmed people's beliefs, but I think that was extremely wrong as well.
People preying on bands such as this.
Well,
giving them an unfair rap.
I think it's really easy prey. And loads of people do it. So, you know, Screwdriver, our Screwdriver video, that was a classic example of people's opinions. And do you know what? You're entitled to your opinion.
As we always say.
Yeah, but it's too easy to kick. It's really it's an easy target, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
So.
Their songs.
Their songs. So I mean, right. So One Law for Them. Now that's probably that's a really notable track.
Okay.
But what's that song actually about?
It's for people to decide. If you listen to it, you make your mind up.
No, it's right. So for the longest time, I thought that song was about Richard Poor.
Okay.
That's what I actually thought that song was about. But on reflection and hindsight, I think that song echoes what Combat 84 said. One Law for Black Kids, One Law for White Kids.
That's
Is that true? Well, do you know what? I don't know because I weren't there.
That's it. If you've been there and done that, then you'd know.
Yeah. Definitely.
You'd feel it.
Probably, yeah. Probably, yeah.
Some of the songs they say they've been accused of being. Some of the songs they've been accused of inciting violence as well. That's what I meant to say. I couldn't get my words out.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know how you can actually do that. How it incites. Why does that incite people? I'm intrigued to know why music incites someone to. Why you would blame a band for your own stupid actions.
People do that all the time. It's been going on for so long.
That has. You've only got to look at. You know, Marilyn Manson was blamed for the Columbine massacres.
Oh gosh,
because people listened to him. Then Judas Priest, like Rob Halford, was blamed for.
That's it. We mentioned this in another video.
And Ozzy, and you know, and the list actually goes on.
Yeah, it's like messages in your. If you turn and put your record on, and do it in reverse, like a reverse record sound, and there's hidden messages like coming out of the.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you. Now, you've got a smart turntable.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Right. Do you play your records in reverse?
Nope.
Because there's no reverse function, is there?
People just take their finger and do it. So sort of put your finger on the record.
Completely trash your record, trash your needle, trash everything. Yeah. I just find it a load of absolute bullshit and claptrap.
Codswallop.
Yeah, exactly.
Piffle and balderdash.
Exactly, but I grew up in a diet of, all sorts.
Yes.
Including death metal and thrash metal and, stuff like that.
Yes.
Where that was really dark, exceptionally dark, in fact. So
with me, growing up with reggae and all that, my dad actually had some few rock records. He had Santana as well, a bit of Santana here and there, and a few rock tunes.
Yeah, it can't beat a bit of Carlos Santana every now and again. Quite smooth. You should have said there, smooth. Sorry. Yeah.
Get off the stage.
Anyway, let's get off the.
Yeah, come on.
Let's get off the.
Back in the room, as we always say.
Back in the room. Right. So these lads, right, have got a football background.
Oh yes.
The same as the Rejects, actually. And
the rest of the others.
Yeah, the same as, and loads of bands from that era had a football background. Football's a big thing, still is a big thing.
To a lot of people, yes.
Yeah. And, inciting violence, nah.
Well, they were fans of the bands like Sham 69 and the Menace as well.
Well, yeah, again, what I'll say with bands like Sham 69, they were, in my opinion, it's a humble opinion only, they were the original Oi band, for me anyway. A lot of people will say they were pub rock, etc, etc. However, for me, I think it was the original Oi band. It was only when Gary Bushell coined that phrase, Oi, that... we had Oi, did we not?
So you just took on from there.
Otherwise, it was good old-fashioned punk music. Rock, it's just rock. It's rock and roll, man. It's all rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Definitely.
Amen.
So,
the labels as well, what they were on.
Right. Yes.
There's a few labels.
There are quite a few labels.
Yes.
I mean, right. So, they've been on Captain Oi.
Oh yes.
Right, most recently Captain Oi, and I think they've been on Cherry Red Records as well, if I remember rightly. But the original record label, do you know what that was?
Clockwork Fun.
But you had Secret Records as well.
Secret as
so they were on Secret.
Was it UK subs or the other?
No, it was the Business who were on Secret.
Okay, yes.
And Last Resort were on Secret as well.
Oh, yeah, right.
And Combat 84 were going to go on Secret, but they never got the bill, did they?
Okay.
Yeah.
Was Rockorama on there somewhere? Well, they weren't on Rockorama, were they? These guys.
These guys didn't go into Rockorama.
Okay.
It didn't. It just did because it wasn't that kind of band.
No.
And then by the time Rockorama had sort of really taken off, because that didn't really take off till 82, 83. The Foreskins had split.
Oh, right.
In their entirety. But then they reformed later in different
I was
guys.
going to say, did they
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Now, Roy Pearce
Oh, yes.
of The Last Resort fame, Roy Pearce was actually with the Foreskins as well. I think was it 83.
I think around about that time.
I think it was 83, yeah. An absolute legend of a bloke.
Yes, he is.
Now, in terms of LPs, right, so, wow, yeah, the good, the bad, and the Foreskins. But then you had a fistful of Foreskins, which I just, yeah, it makes me chuckle every time. Absolutely every time. Mrs. Moonstopper goes every time she hears that. Yeah.
We're serious.
Yeah. Sorry, Mrs. Moonstopper.
It's alright.
Yeah.
It's alright. Stop it, it's warm in here. It's really warm in here.
I do beg your pardon. Yeah. So, Mrs. Moonstomper.
Yes, Mr. Moonstopper.
So, before releasing their debut single, which was One Law for them, they actually contributed songs to the first 3 Oi compilation LPs, if I remember rightly, with other bands that were included, such as the Copy Rejects, Cocksparrow, and the wonderful Angelic
Upstarts, yes.
And The Business as well.
And The Business, don't forget The Business.
Yep.
The Business. Yes.
Absolutely. So they were also on Strength through Oi as well, which is a controversial LP, to say the least.
Okay.
Because it pictured none other than...
Oh, the Nicky Crane picture with him kicking his boot.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, what do you even say about that? No, he was involved in the... Well, everybody knows the story behind him, involved in the British movements.
Yes. You got locked up for racial attack, did Nicky Crane, didn't he?
I think he did about 4.5 years in jail or something like that. Okay, fair enough. And John Peel. Good old John Peel. John Peel features in every video nowadays.
Yes. So I said he strikes again.
Yeah. He played their track in 1984.
He did.
On a session. Now.
1981. This was.
Right now, and that was on the Strength Through Oi compilation LP.
Yes.
Now he actually did a session with them, and that was going to be released, but it wasn't released.
It wasn't, because of the Nicky Crane thing.
No, it was another thing,
actually.
Was it another thing? So what I think we should do, we'll have a break, and then we'll come back, we'll tell you exactly what that thing was.
Alright.
But I've got a feeling you already know, if you know this band. So, back in a few.
Back in a few.
These musicians are outcasts, the lepers of the music business. They've been banned by the radio stations, boycotted by record shops, blacklisted by promoters. The last time they played a concert was in July this year, and tonight they're playing in secret in the back room of a pub in Kent in an attempt to clear their name. The landlord thinks he's booked a country and western band. He couldn't be further from the truth.
This burnt-out shell is all that's left of the last place that band, the Four Skins, played in. This is the Hambra Tavern in Southall, a largely Asian immigrant area. And it was here that 3 so-called Oi bands, including the Four Skins, came on July the 3rd to play a concert. They brought with them hundreds of skinhead fans, many of them known National Front supporters, who've been brought in by coach from the East End of London some 20 miles away. Before the concert, some of the skinheads assaulted elderly Asians in the street, and they daubed shop windows with National Front slogans. Later that night, the Asians retaliated, and what followed turned into a full-scale race battle.
Asian youth threw petrol bombs and bricks through the windows of the Hambra Tavern. They fought with skinheads outside, and by the end of the evening, 110 people were in hospital, and the police had made dozens of arrests. The Four Skins claim to this day that they're not racist, and that they weren't to blame for the riot.
Package just went a bit mad, didn't they? Just went over the top.
Well, they were provoked, weren't they?
Who provoked them? We didn't. The Asians come up, they was in force, they used that gig as an excuse to put out their little bit of violence, had their say, and to riot. It was just an excuse for them. We was Andy's scapegoat, that's all.
But don't you feel in a way, guilty? Because, I mean, you're the focus of all that, aren't you?
Well, I don't feel guilty about that.
The press was merciless in its attack on the Oi bands. They were branded as right-wing extremists, racists, a dangerous influence on the young. Those in the music business who had flirted with them were condemned as being evil or naive.
Naivety is probably the right word when you examine the whole style of the Oi bands. They're pro-violence, anti-black, anti-police. It's no wonder they attract Nazi skinhead followers. These are just a few of the words from the typical Oi songs. Boots are made for booting, guns are made for shooting. If you see the enemy, you're sure to stick the boot in. And again, black youth standing in the lights, crowding together, they're ready to fight. The army's in shooting is the rage. They want to lock them up, put them in their cage. There's blood on the streets.
The music trade quickly decided that Oi music was too closely associated with extremist politics for comfort, and that violence, whether it came from left or right, was bad for business. Suddenly it became embarrassing to be associated with Oi music at all. But for all their public condemnation of the bands, at least one major record company quietly went on making money out of them.
This record caused quite a fuss when it was released earlier this year, not so much for its musical content as for the title, Strength Through Oi. It's based on a Nazi slogan, Strength Through Joy. And the man on the front cover turns out to be a neo-Nazi, now serving a prison sentence. What's surprising about this record is that it wasn't produced by a small label, but by one of the giants, Decca. They won't make any official comment today, but they do say that the record has been deleted. That is flatly denied by the manager of this shop. He says he can get hold of as many copies as he likes, and that this record makes a lot of money for Decca Records.
It's been argued that if the Southall riot hadn't broken out, Oi music, even with its violent subversive overtones, wouldn't have come under attack. But Peter Bradley of the Institute for Contemporary Studies believes that Oi music was, in his own words, a political tinderbox well before the July riot. Just before the disturbances, his organisation completed a report on the extreme right-wing influence on rock music.
There is a serious problem, and that is basically that the National Front, the British Movement and other smaller groups have made considerable inroads amongst young people of the inner cities in rock concerts. They've stirred up a lot of hatred, they've provoked a lot of violence inside the concerts. And our feeling is that some groups anyway, have not helped matters by really being rather ambiguous in their statements against National Front or supporters of National Front, and sometimes in saying nothing at all, and behaving in a very provocative manner.
Disc jockey John Peel says all bands with a right-wing following are caught in the same trap. But how far are musicians responsible for the extreme politics of their fans?
I don't think they're responsible for them at all, actually. I think the right-wing attitude, rather like as it is with football. I mean, the West Ham players are not themselves responsible for the fact that a lot of people turn up at West Ham matches and stand at the back, stand in the terraces doing Sieg Heils, and it's very difficult. What are they going to do? Stop playing football? They've got to go on playing football, and these people will turn up. There's very little they can do about it. I think they could go further in sort of publicly disavowing them, but then at the same time, particularly with a band like the Foreskins, they're really dependent on those people for their audience, and they're living in the East End. They make life very dangerous for themselves if they make too many public statements opposing the right-wing movements and so on.
When the Foreskins made their attempt to rid themselves of their right-wing racist image, they made sure that the fans at their secret concert in Kent were there by invitation only. It was to be a demonstration to the world that in spite of Southall, they were just a band who wanted to play music, a band who wanted nothing to do with politics.
Well, we won't stop playing till they turn us off again.
The concert had been going for only half an hour when things started to go wrong. First, there was a mysterious fault with the power supply. Then the fans took over. Some were wearing T-shirts decorated with the Union Jack, which happens, among other things, to be the adopted emblem of the National Front.
No one is not. Oh, it's got a Union Jack, that means Nazi, does it? Why do you wear that if you're patriotic? Patriotic? It's English, it's English. So where's the Jack? You haven't seen no one with Nazi badges? No one's Nazi badges. Thanks for coming!
Paradoxically, some of the fans who claimed they weren't Nazis did indulge in half-hearted Sieg Heil salutes, possibly as a joke for the benefit of our cameras. If it was a joke, it badly misfired. At other bands' concerts, there's been evidence that neo-Nazis encourage fans to take part in similar, but much more serious flirtations with fascism.
I don't think people actually stop and think enough about what it is that they're doing, and I think they could, there are plenty of other images which they could attach themselves to. But of course there is the desire to shock, and this is a very effective way of shocking, because in most people's minds the sign of a swastika or something like that is still distressing, it distresses me, and so it's the shock value, I think, that's important. People don't actually stop and think about what lies behind that and the very real dangers that exist.
Welcome back, everybody, after that lovely little interlude. I hope you enjoyed it.
Certainly hope you did. So we were saying before the break, the reason that Peel session was, although it was recorded, the reason the Peel session was cancelled was Southall, the Homburg Tavern.
Oh, was it the riots? Was it?
Yes, it was.
Southall riots.
So there was Four Skins. I think it was Last Resort Business and Combat 84. I think, and they had an Oi concert there.
Yes.
Now, what do you have to say about Southall?
People smashing up things and what have you.
Well, yeah, smash your own community up, nice
causing
one.
Chaos in the community.
Nice one, but whether there was a reason for it or not, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But allegedly, and the problem with Oi concerts, the biggest problem was boneheads.
They call them boneheads again.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, they wrecked Sham 69.
Yes.
They absolutely wrecked them. The business and the Last Resort were also victims of that as well. And Cockney Rejects, but the Cockney Rejects actually fought back. Tough and Noel, they went, no, we want none of this whatsoever.
Don't blame them.
No, and it was the British movement trying to get in and infiltrate it and use it as a broadcasting mechanism for their own dirty, rotten politics. And then you got Rock Against Racism for their own dirty, rotten politics as well. And I'm a firm believer that bands should be apolitical.
Yes, me too.
You should be right on the fence, and screw your politics. Politics stinks. It really stinks. Yeah. So there you go.
It's all about the music and the enjoyment and the feel of music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly that. But and that Strength Through Oi again was like a play on. It was a play on the Nazi thing, wasn't it? Strength Through Joy.
Strength Through Joy, yes.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And that's been used throughout history, isn't it? Joy Division, need I say anymore?
Oh God, yeah.
New Order, need I say anymore? Etc.
Yeah, because they're all the same after the singer from Joy Division died.
Yeah.
There were parts of Joy Division then went on to New Order.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
So whether that's right or whether that's wrong, who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, I think a great band. So their first LP, so going back to the first LP, that was, I think it was The Good, the Bad and the Four Skins, if I remember right.
Yes.
I think that was 82?
82.
Yeah, I forget.
Yes.
and then A Fistful of Foreskins, that was 83. So they were on Secret Records, and they switched to, was it Syndicate?
Syndicate Records, yes.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
93.
But so A Fistful of Foreskins was completely different. You'd actually laugh. That was missing. Right. That was a completely different style. Totally different to The Good, the Bad, and the Foreskins.
Heck of a switch.
Well, yeah, it got a darker, heavier influence.
Yes.
So when you listen to the tracks, it's like you think, oh, that's completely different. And you could hear it as well. But a lot of bands did that. The Rejects did that as well.
They did.
Combat 84 did that. There was quite a few bands who did that, sort of went into the sort of heavier side, the almost, dare I say, heavy metal.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Not as fast, the tempo is not as fast.
Not as fast, not as intricate.
No.
But when you've got songs like Plastic Gangster,
Oh.
which is a complete departure,
Goodness me.
and you listen to that, it's almost got the opening's almost got like a madness vibe.
Okay.
Which is,
I know what you mean, yes.
Yeah, and it's a complete departure.
Yeah, the Moonstompers have to give it a listen to find out and see.
Yeah, if you've not heard it, go and listen to the main, then listen to Plastic Gangster, and it's completely different. It's and it actually shows the musical ability of that band.
Okay.
That they can actually diversify like that. A lot
talented.
What I say about a lot of oi bands and punk bands was that the music was able to fit.
Yes.
But musically and technically they were shit.
Alright.
But I don't mean that in a disrespectful way,
no.
because it's still one of my favourite genres.
Okay. Yes.
And I love those bands. But they didn't have to be technically brilliant.
No.
It just had to.
They just developed that style and.
That was just the music.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
With it.
Yeah, and he didn't have to be flashy. It wasn't about that. It was a statement, wasn't it? After all.
That's why they had so many fans as well, because people like that sort of thing, the sound and the feel. Yeah.
So Roy Pearce, he left. He left, and Paul Swain. Paul Swain.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. This is the controversial. No.
Oh right.
Paul Swain left to join Screwdriver.
Yes.
And I think Paul Swain joined Screwdriver after the band split up in. I'm going to say it was about 84.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I'll fact check it. If it's incorrect, I'll correct it on the screen. Yes. And at that point in time, Screwdriver had just come out, and they were,
Okay. Yes.
They were they were Blood and Honour. And White Noise.
White Noise, yes.
Yeah. And I still like Screwdriver. Cards on the Table, Hand and Heart still like Screwdriver, and nothing's going to change my opinion on
It
that.
don't matter what they believe. It's just, again, it's all about the music.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say,
that
their rotten politics can go.
Whistle in the wind.
Yeah, exactly. Not interested in the rotten politics, and there'd be some of you out there who go, well, that's what it was all about, the politics. That's all well and good, but originally they were a punk band doing the punk thing.
Okay, that's it.
So it was music right from the get-go.
Music first.
Yeah, exactly, with Rolling Stones influence.
Yes.
Which I find kind of perverse, because that's a rock and roll influence, and we all know where rock and roll comes from.
The Return as well.
The Return was later, because obviously they've released lots of compilations since then. A few for a few skins more. That was a sort of volume 1 and volume 2.
1 and 2.
Yeah,
yes.
that was
in 1997.
Yeah, that was like a big compilation.
Yes.
And then you got the Wonderful World of the Four Skins, which is a bit later.
Yes.
And then then you got the Best of, and I think were all those through like Link Records or something.
Oh gosh.
I've got a feeling Link Records did those.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Or distributed to them, I don't know.
I'll have to check check again.
I didn't know, but I know they were on GNR London as well at one point.
They were.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Controversial? No. Yeah. What do you think?
On
the
neutral.
fence?
On neutral.
Yeah, that's it. On the
We're
fence,
sticking to
yeah.
neutral.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it was controversial. I just think again.
Opinions differ.
Opinions differ and naive as well.
Yes.
But I don't think they were so naive. I just think that was just the sign of the times. And without getting too political, without getting too social.
Okay.
What I'll say is, you either know or you don't know. So if you live in an area like that, then you know.
Yes.
And we do live in an area like that. And if you're a middle class twerp in a middle class setting, then you don't know.
They have no one to the Scooby, would they?
You don't know.
No.
Yeah, exactly, because you don't live in an area like that. So you can see how the music is born out of, I would say, almost anger and frustration.
That's it, for the way of life.
Yeah, of getting the message across in an artistic way. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I really don't.
Putting the message out there, putting it across.
It is, definitely.
Whichever way you want to take it.
And that's what kids do.
Yes.
That's what kids do.
Being kids.
Like Lemmy says, if you get up your parents' nose, it's good music. If your parents don't like it, you're doing something right.
Oh my gosh. They'd come in and say, what is that racket? Turn it off.
That racket's a good racket. It's still a good racket to this day, actually. But just saying.
Just saying.
So, anything else which is being stomped on the Foreskins?
We're missing a couple of albums or songs or anything else we want to mention.
There's loads, songs like Evil, which is, I think that's really fast.
Is that Evil, Evil, Evil?
Yeah, it is indeed, yeah.
I thought they were saying something else.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Sorry. Yeah. Ah, dear me. Anything else, Mr. Moonstomper? You just asked me.
No, I've got nothing else. I just think that the Foreskins are a great band.
Yeah.
In line with the business, Last Resort, the Upstart. I think the Upstarts are a little bit different for me. But we'll feature the Upstarts for definite.
They're coming at you soon. Watch out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we've got some more. Stuff as well.
Lots more.
Bands like Evil Conduct, then more modern bands like Haymaker as well.
Yes.
And opinions will be divided on that band. They are apolitical.
Okay.
Right, so they're completely apolitical.
Yes.
Right, they're on the same hymn sheet as me. They cannot abide politics, and that will be a great show.
Yes.
For definite. Then obviously Evil Conduct's bands like that as well.
Yes.
So those be good. Then
Gosh.
your more mainstream stuff as well.
So many in the mix. There's so much in the mix.
In the mix for '96. There you go.
Yeah.
So right, have you got anything else?
The bobbins in my head the reels are running out. So sorry, no.
No, they neither. To be honest with you.
Mr. Moonstomper, do not, I beg you, don't unplug that jukebox. Do yourself a favour. Moonstomper's got enough taste, enough flavour.
Is that I'm deeply puzzled by that, Mrs. Moonstomper. Is that an Adam and the Ants reference?
Yeah.
It certainly is. Did you know they were a punk band originally?
I did, yes.
There you go.
Yes.
So.
Again, you heard it here first.
You probably didn't hear it here first because that was about 40 years ago. But, just saying, but just in case you didn't know. I knew that anyway.
Yeah, I did as well.
So, Mrs. Moonstomper. What have we got coming up next time, Mrs. Moonstomper?
Could be anything.
It could be anything.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be actually.
Is it angelic or business or?
Oh, it could be any of those.
Yes.
It could be GBH.
Ah.
There you go.
Oh yes, another one on the list.
Oh yeah, it could be. Who else could it be?
Sham 69.
Could be Sham 69.
Buzzcock Stranglers.
any of those. Yeah, in fact, I think what you'll have to do is you'll have to tune in next time.
Yes.
So wait and see.
Tune in and keep it locked.
Yeah, this one's been short and sweet, but then again, the Four Skins, 5 years in existence, same as Combat 84. Combat 84 had even less, didn't they?
Yes.
So, short and sweet, but they're worthy of a spot on the channel, so why the hell not? In my humble opinion, that's what I think anyway. So guys, yeah, I've got nothing else. Apart from, don't forget, we've got an amazing giveaway competition coming up.
Oh, don't forget the giveaway.
What we'll do is when we decide how we're going to give these things away, we'll tell you, and we'll get you to enter. So, what was it you're giving away?
That lovely throw blanket fleecy thing.
With 2 cushion covers.
2 cushion covers, yes.
Random.
I know. I'm a random person, so...
On a giveaway a t-shirt. In fact, it'll probably be just like this one. One of these new t-shirts, there you go. With a Trojan there and a YouTube logo there, there you go. Or similar.
Yes.
Maybe. And then top prize was an MA1 jacket, was it not?
It was.
There you go.
So you've got to keep watching and stay tuned.
Have it.
Yes.
There you go.
Have it.
So, I've got nothing else. Guys, I've been Mr. Moonstomper. As ever, I love you all, and don't forget to drop something in the comments, whatever you want to drop in the comments. It's all welcome, whether it's good or bad. That's exactly what the comments are there for, and we don't delete them, do we?
No, we don't.
So, there.
I love you too, Mrs. Moonstompers.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Snapping faces, ringing necks, down on the green and back, kick your bones until they crack. Oh, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Jump up down and put your ring, kick your head until you're dead, throw your body full of it, see the road turn around. Oh, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Don't let much you in and out. Stick my mind in your crutch. Don't like you, got to